When I was younger, in like my late, 18, 19, I drank, messed around with, marijuana and stuff like that. Well, I got introduced to methamphetamines. And when I started doing that, it got a pretty strong hold. I snorted it for a long time, and then it got to the point where I started IV injecting it. And it got to the point, I've been about this size since about 10th grade, and I got down to 135 pounds. I mean, my eyes were solid yellow. I had jaundice so bad. The doctor told me, he said, if it wasn't for the amount of beer that you drank, you would probably be dead. Because I only eat like once a week. And I went through a treatment place called Brazos Psychiatric. Stayed there 43 days, went through Freeman House, which is a halfway house. Went through what's called a three-quarter house, like a boarding house. And stayed sober for a long time. And then, back and forth, stay sober a while, go back out a while, stay sober, go back out. Well, it just, the bad thing is it progressively gets worse. Every time you stop for a while and go back, it's like you start off where you would have been had you have kept doing it. Lost my apartment, lost my job, lost everything, and I really had nowhere to go. I ended up at a place called My Brother's Keeper, which is a homeless shelter. And you could still go out and drink there. I'd panhandle money, and then, I stayed for a couple months and I just couldn't physically. I've got arthritis real bad in my legs. I've got gout. I've got horrible high blood pressure. A lot of heart problems. And I went out for like a week on just a drinking binge. And coming back, the lady who was a nurse happened to drive by. I was sitting at the bus stop, and she saw me, and she pulled up and she said, "Do you have any idea how many people are looking for you?" And I was like, no, I didn't. And evidently an old friend of mine had come looking for me. She had put a flyer up with my picture on it because she was afraid I was dead.
He was homeless, and one of the things he needed was placements. Once we got their report, what we do, we collaborate with different community agencies. We try to see what we can do. One of the people that I contacted in this case was Myers Center. They helped me. We work with the Myers Center because they work with a lot of homeless people, trying to get them into placements. And so I contacted with them. And then after that, I contacted with different nursing homes.
I really didn't know where I was going to go because I was out of money. I was about to be out of alcohol. I had a bus pass, and it had gotten to the point where suicide actually had become an option. I was thinking about that too because I really had nowhere to go and no one to turn to. All my friends were like, "Can't help you. You're too bad off. We've tried. If I give you money, you're just going to buy booze with it, And y'all stepped in.
And typically people think of APS as dealing with older adults, but we also do deal with people who have disabilities. And amongst the population that we serve, we do have individuals who are homeless. And for APS, homelessness can be self-neglect. In other words, the person is unable to provide for themselves the goods or services, and in this case that would be a house or shelter, that are necessary to prevent harm. So we do end up in situations where we're working with homeless clients trying to resolve the neglect, and in that case it means trying to help them find shelter.
At the time, Mr. Brewer did not have any kind of income. He didn't have SSI or Medicaid or Medicare. And so that's one of the struggles that we have. When you have income, cannot get you into a nursing home or anything. He has a drug history too. So a lot of times you have people in nursing home that doesn't want to take them. And so we have to work around that too. And so we just, like I said, we contacted different nursing homes. I actually contacted Valley Mills, and Jonathan Moore is the person I worked with on this case, and he helped me, then get him into the nursing home.
Homelessness is a unique challenge. Many clients who have disabilities do not wish to cooperate or participate in our services. And even if they do, it's very difficult to find any type of long-term solution. Sometimes our clients, the service that we provide is to help them arrange to go to the local homeless shelter. That is a good step, but it may or may not get to the root or to the bottom of their issue. And then there are people who choose not to receive our services, not to accept those services, and may choose to remain homeless. And we have to recognize and honor their ability to make decisions for themselves.
Praise God for you guys, because I swear, if it weren't for you, I could say with all honesty in my heart, I really don't know, if I would be sitting here today. I really don't know if I would or not, because I'm sitting there on a bus stop with part of a bottle thinking, well, what are you going to do next? Because I didn't have any money. I said, well, you go back to my brother's keeper, and that thought didn't, excite me at all. I mean, I knew I had a place to go, but I didn't want to go there. No friends, no nothing. And I mean, out of nowhere, this woman pulls up. And like I said, 4 days later, I was here. Now, if that's not a blessing, I don't know what is. So I really, really appreciate everything you're doing for me.